guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, you guys are welcome too. I'm the Savvy Daughter, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things I have learned while preparing to plant a garden this year, because I've never done a garden before, and one of my reasons for wanting to do a garden this year was to learn, because I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm 15, which kind of automatically means I don't have that much experience with very many things, so I'm always trying to learn new things. So y'all come along with me today, and I'm going to kind of talk about what I've learned so far while preparing to have a garden. First, my garden is progressing, and this week I was able to till the ground where I'm going to be planting seeds. So that was pretty interesting, and I got to use the tiller, which is always fun. Breaking new ground is kind of challenging, but it went pretty well. And then I used a dirt rake and went through all of the dirt to clean out any grass clumps that were left, because I'm basically just taking raw ground and using its dirt. So there's plenty of grass mixed into the whole thing. And by pulling out as much grass as possible, I'll be able to help prevent weeds later, which I'm sure I will be fighting weeds all summer long. I tilled 2 garden beds, one on each side of my toilet tomatoes, and they are pretty large. I think they were about 6 feet wide and about 28 feet long, and that is going to be the layout of my garden this year. Here are 3 of the things that I learned that I did not know about starting a garden. I would say the number one thing that I learned early on is that I got excited really early. I'm talking mid-February for planting this garden. This year we had a very mild winter mostly, so in the middle of February we had a couple of days where it was like 70 to 75 degrees for several days in a row. And I was thinking, after I decided to have a garden this year, I got myself thinking, oh, I've got to get started right now. The stores are going to sell out of seeds, and I'm going to get an early jump start into this. I need to get the seeds planted right now. And if I had had my way about it, I would have had seeds in the ground in early March, which would have been a very bad idea. And I'm glad that my dad told me that was a bad idea, because that's probably what would have happened had I just been totally on my own. And as a consequence, basically, I went to the store and bought a bunch of seeds in late February to early March, I believe it was. And while I was at the store, I bought strawberry starts, which you guys saw in a short I did, I think. And basically, they died because it has been about 2 months since I bought them, and I still haven't planted anything in the ground because it's just too early and the weather has to be warm. So basically, I have dead strawberries that I'm not going to be able to use, and also my tomatoes suffered, as you guys saw, from a frost that happened after I planted them. And that was in the beginning of April. So basically, to sum all of that up, I learned that I've got to be patient, because just because you have a couple of warm days in February does not mean it's time to plant a garden, which I'm sure most people probably know, but I didn't know that, and I was not being patient. So that's the number one thing I learned. The second thing I've learned is that starting a garden from scratch takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of work as well. Basically, I started with just a piece of land that had tall grass grown up on it, and I took care of the grass, put the fence up, planted tomatoes, and tilled these beds, and now we're almost ready to plant. But what I didn't really realize when I first thought in February, oh, I'm going to have a garden this year, is that it takes more work than just coming up with the idea and doing it. There's planning and time, and so it takes a lot of work and commitment to start a garden from complete scratch. And I know next year it won't be as hard because I will already have a fence and some things that I need, but this year it's taken a lot of time to get started because I just didn't realize how many things had to go into it just to start. So as I've been talking about, starting a garden has taken a lot of time. But the third thing that I have learned will hopefully make the garden process easier next year. And basically, from a subscriber, I got a comment from Gloria Love 7312 that says, "Please learn from my mistake. If I could do anything over, I would keep a journal. Weather, seeds, blooms, things I tried. It doesn't have to be a book, not even full sentences. Just jotting down notes every day. So I got a journal, and I have decided to take what Gloria said seriously, and I'm going to try to make observations, record what I have learned, so that in the future I'll be able to do things better, more efficiently, things won't be as frustrating, and I won't be ready to plant a garden in mid-February. Over the next few days, I am going to be putting seeds in the ground. So if you guys have any kind or helpful tips, I would appreciate if you would leave them in the comments below, because most of the time there are some really great people on this channel who have given me some really great advice that I'm very thankful for and I use. So if you guys would, that would be awesome. My parents have been very helpful through this whole process. They have given me lots of helpful suggestions, but overall they've tried really hard to allow me to make the decisions about this garden because I am learning, and that's kind of the point. So hopefully what I've learned so far will help somebody else, and I'm excited to continue learning because I haven't even started the garden yet and I've already learned a lot. So I'm excited to plant seeds and get stuff growing. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.